Jonathan Dimbleby. Jonathan Dimbleby, born 31 July 1944, is a British presenter of current affairs and political radio and television programmes, author and historian. He is the son of Richard Dimbleby and younger brother of television presenter David Dimbleby. Education. Dimbleby was educated at Charterhouse, a boys' independent school in Surrey. Later, he studied farm management at the Royal Agricultural College and graduated in 1965. He then studied philosophy at University College, London, where he was editor of the student newspaper Pi and graduated in 1970. He was later elected an honorary fellow but resigned in 2015 in protest at the dismissal of Professor Emeritus Tim Hunt. In July 2007, he received an honorary degree from the University of Exeter. He is an honorary fellow of Bath Spa University 2006 and holds an honorary doctorate from the University of the West of England 2018. TV and radio career. Dimbleby began his career at the BBC in Bristol in 1969. In 1970, he joined The World at 1 as a reporter, where he also presented The World This Weekend. In 1972, he joined ITV flagship current affairs programme This Week, and over the following 6 years reported on crises in many parts of the world. His coverage of the 1973 Ethiopian famine, the Unknown Famine, was followed by TV and radio appeals which raised a record sum nationally and internationally. His report, for which he won the SFTA Richard Dimbleby Award, was used by the incoming regime to justify the overthrow of the Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie. In 1978, he wrote and presented the ITV series Jonathan Dimbleby in South America. In 1979, he joined Yorkshire Television, where he wrote and presented 3 ITV network series: Jonathan Dimbleby in Search of the American Dream 1976, The Bomb 1979, The Eagle and the Bear 1980, and The Cold War Game 1981. He also presented the ITV documentary series First Tuesday. In 1985, he joined TVM as presenter of Jonathan Dimbleby on Sunday. In 1986, he returned to ITV as presenter of This Week. In 1988, he joined the BBC to present the new flagship political programme on a record 1988-93. He wrote, presented and co-produced 2 documentary series, The Last Governor Bibiko 1997 about the final 5 years of British rule in Hong Kong, and Charles, the Private Man, The Public Role ITV 1994, in which then Prince Charles spoke about his first marriage and his relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles, now his wife and Queen Consort. From 1994 to 2006 he presented ITV political programme, Jonathan Dimbleby. He anchored ITV general election coverage in 1997, 2001 and 2005. He wrote and presented Russia with Jonathan Dimbleby BBC Tour 2008, An African Journey with Jonathan Dimbleby 2010, and A South American Journey with Jonathan Dimbleby 2011. In 2013 he wrote and presented Churchill's Desert War BBC Tour based on his book, Destiny in the Desert. In 2015 he wrote and presented the 2-part series The BBC at War BBC Two. From 1987 to June 2019 he presented Any Questions? On BBC Radio 4. He presented Any Answers? From 1989 to 2012. From 2016 to 2019 he was the main presenter of the BBC World Service monthly series World Questions. In April 2020, Dimbleby wrote and presented the ITV documentary Return to Belsen with Jonathan Dimbleby about the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp. In 2022, following the death of Queen Elizabeth II, Dimbleby wrote and presented the documentary Charles, the Monarch and the Man, which aired on ITV on 13 September 2022. Other work. Dimbleby wanted to be a farmer when he left school and worked on the Royal Farm, Windsor, trained as a professional show jumper and studied at the Royal Agricultural College, now University at Cirencester. From 1993 until 2004 he ran an organic farm near Bath, Somerset. He is a past president of Voluntary Service Overseas VSO, past president of the Campaign to Protect Rural England CPRI, past president of the Soul Association, and a past president of the RSPB. He is chair of the Richard Dimbleby Cancer Fund, the charity established in 1966 in memory of his father. He was chairman of the Index on Censorship's Board of Trustees from 2008 until 2013, when he was succeeded by David Aronovich. He is patron of several other charities. Family. Dimbleby is the son of the Second World War war correspondent Richard Dimbleby, who was later to become presenter of the BBC TV current affairs programme Panorama. His elder brother David Dimbleby is also a current affairs commentator and presenter of BBC programmes. Jonathan wrote a biography of his father in 1975. Dimbleby married author, journalist, and broadcaster Belle Mooney in 1968. They have 2 children, Kitty, a journalist, and Daniel, a television producer. In May 2003, Dimbleby began a relationship with the soprano Susan Chilcott, with whom he lived until her death from breast cancer in September 2003. Later that year, Dimbleby and Mooney separated, and in 2006 they were divorced. In 2007, Dimbleby married Jessica Ray. They have 2 daughters, Daisy and Gwendolyn, and live in Bristol. Awards and honours. 1974 Richard Dimbleby Award for Outstanding Contribution to Factual Television. 1996 Sony Radio Award for BBC Radio 4's Any Questions programme. 2013 Hessel Tiltman Prize, shortlist for Destiny in the Desert. Writing and other activities. Richard Dimbleby, a biography. 1975 The Palestinians. 1978 The Prince of Wales, a biography. 1994 The Last Governor, Chris Patton and the Handover of Hong Kong. 1997 Russia, A Journey to the Heart of a Land and its People. 2008 Destiny in the Desert, The Road to El Alamein. 2012 The Battle of the Atlantic, How the Allies Won the War. 2015 Barbarossa, How Hitler Lost the War. 2021